like definitely call the number, talk to somebody, people are here. But when I sat down and really like tried to explore, think about emotions, the aftermath, so on and so forth, it dawned on me like suicide prevention is like everyone having health care. Suicide prevention is affordable housing. Suicide prevention is equitable education. Suicide prevention is like child and sexual and domestic abuse like prevention, and then actually instituting laws and systems and institutions that can like punish people who are abusers and then create spaces for people who are victims of abuse to get help. And so, because it's easy to just say, oh, that person was struggling. It's easy to just say, oh, that person, you know, had depression or anxiety or whatever it is. But when you really sit down and try to think about, okay, in the immediate aftermath of an individual doing this, in the immediate aftermath of me hypothetically doing this, right? What things failed up to that point? Because every time someone dies by suicide, it's a failure, period. I don't care, you know, I don't care what else it is. It's an institutional, it's a societal failure. There is something that someone or some structure or some system could have and should have done way before that person got to that point where they felt like they no longer wanted to live. And so my goal there, and it's particularly why the last scene is sort of this abbreviated eulogy, is to give people a sense of like, you know someone who is thinking about being Kurt. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, whether it's uncomfortable for you to think about. And so what I want to sort of implore people to do there is think about their bubbles, their systems, their, you know, sort of spheres of influence, the things or institutions or group structures or whatever that they support, and really think about if they are giving life, not just to, you know, their class or their, you know, perceived or self-prescribed caste system, but to those who are less fortunate, to those who are downtrodden, to those who, you know, might be struggling with mental, you know, disabilities, physical disabilities, whatever it might be, sort of drawing that imagery and sort of honestly pushing people in the emotional sense to think about what are we doing as a society to help prevent this epidemic. I obviously believe not nearly enough. And then also, too, what can I do to help push this forward as well?